Everyone, welcome back to FSi DFS. I'm McKinley412. Hope you're all having a fantastic week as we head into Wednesday. Biggest slate of the season, I believe. 14 games, only 4 teams are not in action here. So I think it's like 700 skaters are going tonight. It's absurd. But we're going to break it down quite a bit here. Obviously, we can't go fully in depth, but if you'd like to know a little bit more about the slate or ask me any questions, come join us in our Discord. You can always use the code POWERPLAY for a free day of access. Just go to our website here, fsidfs.com, and then go to our subscriptions page, hit daily package, and then just type in that coupon if you haven't already. Link to the Discord is, you could just go to the website. It'll be right up at the top. So let's just dive right in. 14 games, and honestly, odds are pretty even throughout. We have Seattle, very heavy favorite at home against San Jose, no surprise there. And then we got Colorado, a pretty decent favorite at home as well. Again, no surprise there. But everything else, it's a lot of even money lines, a lot of just like coin flip games, and not a lot of high over-unders either. Vegas is really expecting this slate to be, a little bit more of defensive oriented, just with the way that matchups are just kind of shaking out. And none of the projected goalkeepers. And again, these are just projected goalkeepers, nothing confirmed at this time. There is one, Lyon here for Detroit. He's actually their third string goaltender, but he's going to be getting his second start of the season. He had okay numbers last year, but you can see the majority of the better goaltenders over the course of the season thus far are going to be the road goaltenders. You can see Gibson. Gibson and Onger, they're doing well, but, Onger in a tough matchup going up against Vegas, who I guess is skidding a little bit. Gibson a much better matchup and a friendlier matchup going up against Montreal. I want to say when I was going through Demko, he's been phenomenal this season. You can see he's got the second highest save percentage so far this year. And he's cheap. He's only like $7K. I really tell people, what they always ask the question in the Discord, who do I play a goalie? And honestly, goaltender, like I say, wherever you honestly land, it's just such a fluky position in fantasy where I really don't spend too much time on goalkeeper. You just kind of go build the line that you like, and then wherever you land, okay. If it's like really, really atrocious, maybe get off of it. But for the most part, like there's not much separating a lot of these guys. Losing goaltenders are probably going to see a whole lot of volume. So maybe they get the save bonus. Whereas, goaltenders who are projected to win and they get to win, they might not see a lot of shot volume. So it's going to limit their ceiling and their score. So yeah, it's just kind of, wherever you land. So let's dive into some line stacks. Obviously, 14 games. There's so many line stacks that we could talk about. And these are in no particular order by any means. But we're just going to go with Jack Hughes, Toffoli, and Bratt. Now, I will say that these guys actually don't even skate together at even strength. Jack Hughes, he's actually going to be centered with Haula and Lazar. You can see him over here in the individual plays. So very affordable with those two wingers. And this is where they lined up at practice yesterday. Things could change, so just kind of pay attention to that. But for now, based on where things were, Jack Hughes is skating with Haula and Lazar. But these guys, they all skate together on the top power play unit. And I think that the power play could come into play in this game quite a bit. So New Jersey, they have the number one power play by far. I think they're like 7 percentage points ahead of second place, which is just bananas. Detroit, they were pretty average penalty kill. But Detroit, this is actually their first game back on North American soil. They spent a week over in Sweden. They were doing a couple of round-robin games with a couple of other teams who are actually not playing today. So it's kind of interesting that Detroit got the short end of the stick, whereas they're going to be playing. But yeah, so maybe they got some tired legs, maybe jet lag. I mean, we see it in the NFL all the time with the teams playing over in Germany and London. When they come back, just looking a little sluggish in their first game back. So maybe that could happen. And when you got sluggish legs on the ice, you're going to be, committing quite a few more penalties. So this could be a nice power play unit if you do want to go there. McKinnon, Nichushkin, Rantanen going over to Colorado on this one. Now, these guys do all skate together at even strength. They all skate on that top line for Colorado. Nichushkin, I think, is going to be extremely popular in cash games, especially just because of that price tag and what he's able to really give you in terms of value. Rantanen, If you don't want to get up to Rantanen, he is very pricey. You could go over to a guy like Cale Makar on defense. Makar is essentially a forward who plays defense. And you're going to get an $800 discount. Makar does skate on that top power play unit with Colorado. And they've been a bottom average team so far on the power play. But these guys are just way too good. Like the talent level on that top line unit for Colorado is arguably one of the best in the entire league, hands down. So they're going to get it together, and maybe that, this is going to be the matchup where it can get it done. Going over to Columbus here. Now, this Columbus-Chicago game, I think, is going to be really intriguing. Both of these teams are looking really rough right now. Both are allowing a lot of goals. I could see this one going over the 6.5 total that is listed. So Columbus, they've lost 9 in a row. Chicago's lost 4 and 5 of their past 6. And again, like I said, defensively, they've both looked really rough. So we're going to go with this top line of Columbus. Vegas seems to really like them. They're actually one of the bigger favorites on the slate at home ice, even on a 9-game losing streak. They're like the third biggest favorite that we do see. So Jenner, Gaudreau, and Marchenko. Marchenko does not skate on that top power play unit, but he does get second power play unit time. Marchenko, he's been shooting the puck quite a bit. He actually gives you quite a decent shot floor for the salary that he is at. He's averaging 4 shots per game on home ice. Jenner himself, he's not as much of a shooter, but the past handful of games, he's really been shooting the puck quite a bit more. He's getting 3, 4, and he's flirting with that 5 shot on goal bonus that DK does have. So I kind of like this Columbus side of thing. I also like the Chicago side. If you do want to go with Chicago, guys like Connor Bedard, Kurashev here at 4.3K, certainly in play. I really see this game kind of being a little bit more of a shootout than anything. And then kind of going with the probably chalky Seattle stack. Very large favorite at home against Seattle. We're going to be picking on San Jose all season long, but they have been doing a little bit better as of late in terms of like shutting down opposing top lines. So like Elias Pettersson, he didn't really do much in the previous game, and I can't think exactly all the matchups. There's just so many that go on. But I do know that San Jose has caused frustration in the DFS community here, especially with these top lines. But we're going to go here, Beniers, Schwartz, and then we're going to go defender Vince Dunn. Just so affordable. Seattle's power play unit has been very strong this season, top 7 in the league. And San Jose, you can see down in the bottom right here, they are a bottom 5 penalty kill unit thus far. Just talking about correlations and everything. So these are some of the different lines that also correlate fully at even strength. And on the power play unit, both Boston top lines, Dallas 1. You can go through all that yourself. And if you're curious what these lines are, you can head to a website like leftwinglock.com or dailyfaceoff.com. Both are fantastic resources. Not sponsored at all, but they're just fantastic. I want to give them a shout out for just how good they actually are. So going over to the individual plays, and I know this is a lot of individual plays, but there's like 700 skaters going on right now. But I tried to get, a couple of guys in all different price ranges, just in case, if it's the last guy in and you're like, oh, I'm at like 4K remaining or 5K or 6K remaining. There's at least one guy that you guys could be paying attention to. So McDavid leading things off, 9.3K, really him and Draisaitl. Edmonton put them back together in practice. So now they're skating together on that top line for Edmonton. They do have a little bit of a tougher matchup going up against Carolina. Carolina is just more stout defensively. They kind of have been over the past handful of seasons. Hasn't been as much of a defensive juggernaut as in years past, so maybe they can get there. But honestly, this is GPP only. I'm not going to really be paying this much in cash games, especially going up against Carolina. JT Miller, 7.7 for Vancouver, facing off against Colorado. It remains to be seen how Colorado wants to line match. Do they want to put McKinnon squaring off against Elias Pettersson, or do they want him squaring off against guys like JT Miller and Brock Besser? Not sure, but I think he's probably going to be going up against Pettersson, and JT Miller is probably going to be seeing that second line for Colorado, giving him a little bit more of a boost. Braden Point for Tampa Bay at home against Winnipeg. Winnipeg defensively, a little iffy. So far on the season, do I think that he's a fantastic play? No, I would much rather actually go down to a guy like Connor Bedard at 7.2. So point is more of a GPP. But I already mentioned Chicago. I think this Chicago-Columbus game really is going to be shooting out quite a bit here. So I do like Bedard. I do like Kurashev. You can even go add in a defender from Chicago and Seth Jones there. Korchinski technically is listed as the top power play unit defenseman for Chicago. I still think it might be Jones, Korchinski. I don't know if it's a mix-up or whatnot, but at 2.9K, if you're getting top power play time for a team that is facing off against a team that is averaging like 4 goals against per game, Korchinski could be a very intriguing option for you. But I really do like Chicago on that side of things. And then Sebastian Aho for Carolina. Edmonton, they just can't seem to figure it out this season. Defensively, they're just an absolute nightmare. All their goaltenders are really struggling. Skinner, if he is going to be in net, 873 save percentage, probably going to be Skinner, honestly, based on who they've had out there in previous games. So it's probably going to be Skinner, and he's really struggled. So you could go with Carolina. The issue with Carolina is that they're so strong in their depth that like you get that goal notification for Carolina, you don't know where it's coming from. Whereas like if you get a goal notification from Edmonton, there's a pretty good chance that it's going to be guys like Draisaitl or McDavid or that top line or anything. But Carolina, it's a really much of a coin flip, so that's kind of why salaries on Carolina are pretty reduced. McTavish for Anaheim. I do like this Anaheim team. McTavish you could pair with a guy like Vetrano here. I also just want to point out you could pair Point with Kucherov for Tampa Bay. But McTavish, pairing him with Vetrano. Vetrano's shooting percentage has dropped quite a bit. He's always not lighting the lamp as much. But still, I think this is a great matchup, and, they're shooting the puck, and that's really what matters. McTavish, he's shooting the puck as well. Got a nice little floor. You could pair them with Mintyukov here. All of them skate on the top power play unit. All of them skate on the top power play unit together and facing off against a nice matchup against Montreal. Schmaltz, we're going to go with Arizona here. Arizona facing off against St. Louis. Schmaltz shoots the puck quite a bit. I like the floor that he has. Keller as well. He's been great as of late. I think this could be a nice, another like mid-tier combo GPP that you could be going to that not a lot of people are going to be on. Because I still think that, the DFS community, we've been scarred for the past 10 years. We don't want to play Arizona. Arizona's doing very well. They're actually a top 6 power play unit so far in the league, and they're facing off against the bottom 10 St. Louis penalty kill. Could be a nice GPP play. You could pair them with a guy like Jersey here. So Schmaltz, Keller, Jersey. That could be a nice 3-man stack if you do want to go that direction. Backlund, more of a one-off for Schott, and Mercer. He's going to be actually the center for Toffoli and Bratt. Heading over to the wing. I'm going to highlight guys I haven't talked about yet. Forsberg, the guy's just on fire. Like, he is absolutely awesome right now. Shot floor is through the roof. He's scoring goals. He's getting assists. He's doing everything. Nashville just kind of plays an up and down pace. They're kind of fast, so I kind of like that in terms of DFS. Tippett, another guy with a great shot floor at 5.7K. Barzal's been doing well. McCann skates on the top power play unit for Seattle. Haula, already talked about them. Bjorkstrand, Seattle, shot floor. Tolvainen, same thing. Lazar, already talked about him. Killorn, Anaheim, top line, top power play unit, cheap. He's just had a really rough start to the season, but it is what it is. He could be a nice start. He's going to get the opportunity for sure. Over to defense, Makar, already talked about him. If you don't want to get up to Rantanen, you can go with Makar. Or if you don't want to go to McKinnon, you could go Makar. But I would rather drop down from Rantanen to Makar and keep McKinnon in that stack. Josie pairing him with Forsberg. Dougie Hamilton. I guess you could put Hamilton with not with Backlund. What am I thinking? You could put Hamilton with this top line for New Jersey here. With Hughes, Toffoli, or Bratt. He doesn't skate on that top power play unit, which is, kind of frustrating, but he's going to get you those peripheral stats. He's going to shoot the puck. He's going to block shots. And honestly, he can get on the score sheet as well. Werenski for Columbus. If you are going with the Columbus stack, he does skate on that top power play unit. Provorov also does skate on that top power play unit. They actually have one of the few number one units that have 2 defenders on it. And Provorov actually leads the team in points, believe it or not. I think with 12 or 13. So leading the team in points at 3.9K. Devin Taves, he's been fantastic. D'Angelo, top power play unit for Carolina. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I know I went through quite quickly here, but we could be here a long time with 14 games. So if you have any other questions, or if you want to come join us here at FSI, again, just use the code POWERPLAY for a free day of access. Just head to our website, and then the link to our Discord is going to be like at the top right. You'll see the little Discord symbol, and then you'll just click it. So yeah, so good luck in all of your contests. As always, no games on Thursday. NHL is giving teams the day off on Thursday. There's not going to be any video on Friday either. I'm going to be out of town, so no video on Friday, and then I don't do any on the weekend. So I will see you on Monday of next week. I think it's like the 28th or something. Not the 28th, it's going to be the 27th. But yeah, so I'll be back for preview videos on Monday. Hope you all have a wonderful extended holiday weekend, those of you in the States. And good luck in your contests, and I hope to see you again.